An easy misconception in surfing is that everything has to do with one's ability to ride the wave.
But in reality, the actual surfing component of your session is only a tiny part. Most of the session is actually spent negotiating the ocean in between waves as you position yourself optimally to catch them.
Which is why in today's video, I'm going to have a chat about everything to do with paddling.
I was doing some one-on-one coaching here in Sydney this week, and one thing that was coming up a lot was paddling. The surfers I was working with didn't have enough strength or technique in order to maximize their sessions. So that's why I'm talking about it today.
Paddling with a certain degree of electricity out in the lineup is a total game changer. It allows you to move quickly between waves and to hunt down the best takeoff zone of each wave. There are some waves around the world where paddling is a make or break skill because of currents and undertows. One such example is snapper rocks on a south swell.
Another example is in big surf. Inevitably, when there is more energy and motion in the ocean, it's going to require more energy from you in order to overcome it. And that's really what paddling enables us to do. It enables us to really take authority over our position in the lineup. If you ever get a chance to surf with professional surfers, please do, because you'll notice they do this particularly well. They paddle really, really fast, and it enables them to catch more waves than anyone else. In fact, you'll find that surfers who have been in the sport for a long time can actually spot ability just by watching someone paddle. They can actually estimate what someone will bring to the table on the wave just by watching them and how they paddle.
The first major point of paddling I want to cover is the most optimal body position. An inadequate body position will completely hinder your abilities to paddle, so let's get this right first. You'll see here as I paddle that my body takes on the shape of a banana, and this is the cue I've been giving my coaching clients this week. Activate the banana. This curved position does a few things. Number one, it optimizes our reach versus power generation with each stroke because it gives us a higher plane from which to move our arms. And number two, it gives us a good vantage point to see where we are going and to be able to adapt our direction accordingly. If I had my head down on the board, it makes it difficult to see past the oncoming waves, and it makes it difficult to see if a set is coming, which I'd like to be in position for. And number three, this higher body position also allows me to swivel my head more easily as I paddle into each wave. This is a common occurrence which many beginners fail to do, constantly looking back as they're paddling to assess what the wave is doing and make adjustments to paddling, takeoff, and line selection accordingly. And finally, number four, it also protects my neck from the shearing force of gravity.
That last point is particularly relevant for me because I paddled incorrectly for such a long time. I actually put pressure on my spinal cord and did some damage. If your banana shape is crooked and jagged, then you're not going to be paddling optimally, and you're going to be putting pressure on your spine, and that's not a good thing when we want the nervous system to be firing correctly. And hey look guys, I know there's a lot of talk about crooked and jagged and stiff bananas right now, and I know this could be taken a bunch of different ways, so let's just calm down lads and just move on like mature professionals. Let's push on. Onwards and upwards with the banana. Shit, it's getting worse.
It's important to get your banana nice and smooth. I don't want to say it, but a smooth banana is a good banana. This shape comes with the activation of the correct musculature of the back and definitely comes easier for those who have been surfing since they were young. According to my knowledge, it is mostly, not wholly, but mostly, the erector spinae muscles which enable you to make this shape. As such, these muscles need to be trained in order to strengthen your postural endurance in this position.
I'll give you some good exercises that I've been getting good feedback from surfers I've been working with this week. And it's this one right here. It's like a reverse plank kind of thing. Should we call it the erect banana? I think that's a good one. Basically, you just hold this shape here, with thumbs facing up, and the goal should be to hold this for about 3 minutes. And what this is going to do is actually activate all these muscles associated with paddling and the banana shape. And that's going to be able to increase your postural endurance in this shape. Now you can increase the intensity of this exercise just by holding some light dumbbells.
The other way to train your paddling muscles is over a Swiss ball. Roll forward over the Swiss ball like this and then use your back muscles to arch back up into the banana position. Generally, I make 3 different shapes: the Y, the T, and the W. Your feet should be relaxed and just help you grip onto the ball at this point. Try to do 20 reps for 3 sets when training and use dumbbells for added intensity, nothing too heavy.
Well, thank God we can move on from bananas. Let's talk about the shape of your hands. There's always a lot of talk about whether you should cup your hands or whether they should stay open. So let's break it down now.
I like to paddle with loosely cupped hands. I think this creates a vortex swirling movement of the water which generates forward momentum most effectively. This, coupled with long, powerful strokes where the arm enters the water up until just underneath the elbows, offers, I think, the most effective paddling strategy.
I think another thing that we have to talk about is the type of board you're riding, and it always seems to be a caveat that comes up in every single video that we do, but I guess the type of board you ride impacts everything. Now, generally speaking, paddling on a longer board is going to be easier, especially when it's flat water. However, when there are waves present, it can be a better idea and a little bit easier on a short board like that.
This is because longer boards float more and can be paddled faster across the surface of the water. However, when a wave comes, you can't just duck underneath it to pass through. You can do that on a shortboard though, so each has their pros and cons. Catching smaller, softer waves is easier on a longboard because they offer more buoyancy. However, in steep, critical waves, a shortboard is more desirable because it offers more control.
When practicing everything that we've spoken about today, we recommend just using the surfboard that you'd normally ride, just so that you get used to it. And now let's give you a little exercise which you guys can practice in a flat pool like this or just some flat ocean.
Use a surface area of about 20 to 30 meters and hop on your board. Don't start paddling yet, instead sit up on your board as if you were out in the lineup. Now use this position to lean back and then propel forward onto the board to start paddling. This is a good habit to get into. Paddle the distance that you have access to with an electric energy as if you were approaching an oncoming wave. Then sit up, pivot on your surfboard and quote unquote catch that wave with some intense strokes. Now just forget the theoretical wave and continue paddling back to the start and then repeat the exercise.
Guys, I'm worn out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what else you want to see on the show, and don't forget to come and check out me on Instagram or YouTube at Kales Broccoli. I'll see you soon.